Hey everybody, guess what? We are live this afternoon. This you're not going to want to miss. Don't go anywhere because we're here with Tim Stammen, who's going to talk about jewelry. Yes, it's been cold outside and there's been a little bit of ice, but this is a totally different type of ice, right?
Absolutely.
How's it going this afternoon?
It's going great. Just glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's talk about jewelry. Well, first I want to learn more about you and share everybody about your story. You were a basketball player, right?
Yes. Yeah, I was a big basketball player in high school and was recruited to play at a lot of Division III and Division II level colleges. And, um, in the end, landed at Savannah College of Art and Design, where I played basketball and was the only college in the country at that level that I could also study metals and jewelry.
Which is fascinating. That's such a prominent school for arts. I didn't even realize that they had sports until I started reading about how you started playing basketball. So that's kind of incredible.
Yeah, most people don't know that they have sports, but yeah, we had a basketball team, and we were actually very, very competitive, and we were in what was called the Florida Sun Conference. It was NAIA Division II, and had a blast getting to play, and also gave me what I needed to be able to study. At that time, what was my second love. I just kind of didn't know how much I really enjoyed designing and making jewelry until basketball was over, really.
Yeah. And so here you are now doing jewelry. You also spent a little bit of time working for Tiffany. Tell me what that was like.
Yeah, so I worked for about 2.5 years working for Tiffany and Company, and I was working on their fine engagement products, and it was a great, learning experience. It was a great first job, and really enjoyed my time. Enjoyed the people that I got to work with, but it was very repetitive. It was great for honing skills and whatnot, but being a creative person, someone who loves to design just as much as the making process. It got to the point where I had to move on to whatever was next.
And so here you are, you've got your own design company now. So take us through what a process is like, because you do a lot of custom pieces. Tell me what that process is like.
Yeah. So, first it starts, I work remotely with a lot of people. I was doing that well before, COVID ever happened. From the very first months that I started my business, I would say that for the first year, probably 90% of my work was in other cities and states in the United States. And so whether it's remotely or in person, it starts with just kind of a consultation. And I ask, specific questions. Many times it's with men who are trying to, create a special piece, whether it's for an engagement ring or a special occasion. It's usually a surprise. And so I have to, ask the right questions to try to get the information so that I can create something that's truly custom, one of a kind, for them. Yeah.
Yeah. And then have you ever gotten it wrong? Do you feel like you're pretty good at asking the right questions?
Yeah, I think, in the beginning it was, I was just thinking about that actually the other day, about how my process has changed over the course of, 6, 7 years. And, it's definitely something that the parts that were hard in the beginning come more naturally now, I think, when you're working with someone. In the way I work, where, I start with usually 2 designs after that consultation process, and I make any revisions that the client wants to see before, they make a final decision. And I think because of that, it's really helped me not get it wrong, and I'm willing to put the work on the front end. And I think a comment that I get a lot from people is, oh my gosh, it looks exactly like the sketch. And the sketches are in between a sketch and a mechanical drawing. So they're very accurate. They're all proportional. And so there's really nothing really that can be missed from those sketches to what the final piece looks like, and I can show you some examples of
Yes, let's take a look at that. So tell me, are your sketches, do you hand do them or do you do them on a computer screen?
I do them all by hand to start, whether it's, if it's a platinum piece or a white metal piece with diamonds, it's usually just a pencil on paper. And then from there, I'll scan it into the computer and I'll just clean it up from there. And then whether it's an email over or get it ready for the in-person meeting with the client. So
Okay, show me one of those. I'm so curious now. I want to see what the sketches look
sure.
like.
So, I'll start with just, a simple engagement ring. This is one from the House of Orline. So I draw it 300% so that, all the details can be seen. Here's another one.
Do you ever keep those? Do clients ever keep those? I think that would be something, a memento to have.
Yeah, sometimes they do. Absolutely. Yeah. And then here's another one from that same collection.
Wow. Those are so detailed. I wasn't expecting that much detail. That's amazing.
And so, it translates, like that last sketch translates into this piece right here.
Oh, wow. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Hopefully that's in focus. Let me know.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Too bad you can't just pass that through here.
I wish I could.
That is amazing. Tell me about, I feel like there's always some kind of jewelry trending. What's trending right now, or what is a pattern that you have seen?
With engagement rings and that type of trends, something that, people are usually coming to me for something a little different. I can do anything as far as whatever the client's asking. So, one trend that I'm seeing right now is 18 karat yellow gold with a satin finish, maybe not high polished. And that's something that I enjoy doing. And, as far as the overall design of the piece, ladies are really liking the, thin bands, whether it's one with diamonds or not, and solitaire engagement rings. And so those are more kind of the majority of the requests that you get for engagement rings. But obviously I enjoy the opportunities to do something that's really unique, maybe a little outside of the box for, an engagement ring style, that maybe other people haven't seen. And, with my, a line of engagement rings, I tried to put a slightly different spin on things that are popular, whether it's the traditional halo setting. My halo's different, and diamonds on the shank of the ring around the band. I actually created my own type of setting where the stones actually overlap, so there's very little metal showing. It's all diamonds.
Oh, wow.
And my diamonds are ideal cut. They're about as high end as you can possibly get. And so when you see all those diamonds set the way they are, it really shows and makes a difference from, just a typical engagement ring to something that's just a little different, yet still palatable for many people.
Which is what everybody wants. Like, you want to have that ring that people are like, oh, I've never seen anything like that, or that's a little different. Where did you get that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can show you some pieces that are very different in a moment whenever you're ready.
Yeah, let's take a look. While you're getting those, I'm curious, do you have people who will bring you maybe an heirloom ring or something and have you redesign it? Do you do those types of things?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a large portion of my business, I would say, where people have stones that have been passed down, or they're important pieces, whether it's something that was given to them, maybe 20, 30 years ago, and they just want the design to be a little bit more contemporary and, something else that they've been wanting. And I get to repurpose those things. And a favorite project that I had was a client had 5 D flawless diamonds that they had for an investment grade piece, and they had them for, I think it was around 30 years. And I finally got to set them in a piece for her, and she just absolutely loved it. So
Wow. Okay, show us what else you got. I love the show and tell here. We're all shopping through the screen here.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a really unique piece. This is an ice blue sapphire,
Oh yeah. Wow.
and it has shield cut diamonds on the top and the bottom. So it's kind of a north-south setting with diamonds on the shank. And this is actually, you see the black and the platinum. So this is platinum and antique silver. Antique or oxidized silver is actually a very old technique that's been around for many years. A lot of the old tiaras that were made were the silver lined with either gold or some other metal. Usually it was 18 karat gold. The gold was for the strength, and the black background of that silver created a really great background to show off diamonds. So that was one of the reasons for that.
I like that. I don't know that I've seen that in
Yeah,
a long time.
yeah, it's a unique look, but it kind of fell out of popularity, I think, with platinum being used more and more often. We have much more accurately cut diamonds, and they refract a lot more light, and you get a great effect when you set them in a platinum metal or a white metal. But it's still sometimes good to have that contrast between the dark background and your diamonds. And you'll see a similar aspect with this piece. This is a pair of earrings. These are
Oh
just
wow.
half dome amethyst earrings. And so the whole top side is that oxidized silver. And these stones, I'm not sure if you can see the almost spikiness of them. These
Yes.
regular round brilliant amethysts on the top, but they're set upside down. And they give the piece a lot of texture. And the back has the 18 karat back.
Oh wow, look at that.
It has a clip back with the post. So, it looks like a big piece. They're about an inch. But because of what I've done in the back here, cutting out what's called azures behind the stones, it removes a lot of material. These are actually very light and wearable.
That's
Uh,
what I was just gonna ask. How heavy are those? Do you put that backing on there so it doesn't pull on your ear?
yes, it does help because it's definitely heavier than a stud earring. Uh,
Right.
but again, the one thing that I always do when people come in and they see these pieces, and that's one of their first questions: how heavy are those?
Right.
And I say, put out your hand, and I put in their hand, and they're always extremely surprised with how light they are. So these are very wearable, unique, and very beautiful too. So, but here's a really kind of interesting piece. This is a pin or a
Oh
brooch.
yeah. Yeah.
And so all these diamonds, these are old antique mine cut diamonds. They're probably cut 100 years ago, somewhere around that. And I was just looking for a really unique set of diamonds. And my dealer sent me these, and I got to design this beautiful piece. And this is just a plum spinel, plum colored spinel in the bottom, pear shape. This is actually set in 18 karat gold and
Wow.
patinaed bronze. So it may look black through the camera, but it's actually a dark brown, and these diamonds are kind of a champagne color. And so it just makes a really beautiful kind of combination of color and texture, and just a different look than your typical modern round brilliant diamond compared to these old mine cuts.
Yes, I've seen the mine cuts before in person. Those are so different and so beautiful the way that the light hits them. Is
Absolutely.
is it because of the cut? Explain the mine cut. I've forgotten
So,
what exactly.
I think when they first started cutting diamonds, it was a lot about, retaining the weight of the rough stone, and losing as little weight as possible. And, they hadn't quite perfected the optimal angles of the different cuts to create as much refraction as possible. So that wasn't really a part of their concern. It was, if you look really close at those, not one of them is perfectly round, and it just gives them a really romantic look that is very unique. And again, when you contrast that to what's in a typical jewelry store, it's something that you can't really find other places because there's not a lot of them around. A lot of those old mine cuts for a while there were being recut into modern brilliant stones. So
Hmm. That's interesting. Wow. All right. Well, I could sit and look at jewelry all day, but I'm sure people were getting comments and they want to know where they can find out more information and maybe get their own little set of design.
Really. So my Instagram is probably where I'm most active, and so Bezalel High Jewelry at Bezalel High Jewelry, and Bezalel is Bezalel High Jewelry. That's where anybody can contact me there, as well as my website, which is bezalel.com. There's all my contact information. I'm an appointment only business and do a lot of custom work as well as creating some of these unique pieces.
They're gorgeous. Okay. You can put all of those on my Christmas list. I'll take them.
Absolutely.
You just let everybody know, my family. I'll take that. Okay. Hey, it's been great to catch up with you. Thanks again. Thanks for showing us all those gorgeous pieces. I mean, to me, I love art. I like what you drew just as much as the settings. That's such an incredible, to me, that'd be an incredible thing to have.
Stop by the studio sometime. I have some up on the walls, and you can see both the sketches and the finished pieces as
Yeah,
well.
that's amazing. I love it. All right, you guys go check them out. I know they're probably just as gorgeous in person, have to be more. So, all right, thanks again. We put another thing on your holiday list, so go check them out. Hey, great to see you, Tim.
You too.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.